I did my Fridays video. Did it really late. Meant to do it this past weekend and completely forgot. But it's done. Happy. Today at work, basically so much stuff is going on that because I'm at that portion of the job, I'm only there 2 days a week, and there's enough work for two people for full time. I have no idea how I'm gonna get everything done. But anyways, they said we didn't want to scare you off, so we kind of not told you everything that needed to be done, and now they're kind of starting to slowly tell me more and more things needs to be done. So basically, my queue of things is getting longer and longer and longer. But hopefully, I can start checking things off that queue a lot quicker. But right now, it's kind of slow going. But overall, it's going. That's about all I can say. I will get things done eventually. But the problem is, it's like I'm doing certain things that's kind of slowing me. I have to do them, and that's kind of slowing me down. Well, then pretty soon they're sending me on a trip to a conference, and then, well, that's going to be another week that I'm not going to be doing anything. And it's just always things going on to where I can't get. And so I'm like, when am I going to get some of this stuff done? They're kind of like, we don't know. Because we got this new system coming online at the end of this month. Well, middle of next month, I'm going on that trip. So if the system goes down while I'm gone, nobody's around to fix it. But that's not my problem. Well, actually, it is my problem, but it's not my problem at the same time. Just love that type of work. But anyways, today it's warm outside, but I had to go around and had to stop at the grocery store on the way home, which took a lot of time. Then got home, played with the dogs, played with Adrian, and pretty good day. But something that teed me off. It took friggin' forever to get fixed. I bought this at Best Buy. Ghostbusters on Blu-ray, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Blu-ray. But it comes with a digital copy. Great, cool. So we add the movie in, and it's supposed to give you Ghostbusters 1. Gave me about Ghostbusters 2. Don't be wrong, I like Ghostbusters 2, but I prefer part 1. So I'm just saying, like, man. So basically, had to call up Sony and talk to them, and they're like, oh yes, this is a known issue with the Ghostbusters DVD. That sometimes it does give the wrong movie. So basically, they removed it from my account and gave me Ghostbusters 1. But still, yeah, it's just like, come on, people. Why couldn't you have... But I understand. They most likely what's happened, they've sent the codes out. Somebody sent the wrong codes out to the printers, and they printed the wrong movie on them, which that's kind of understandable. It was a mistake, but most things, if you don't call in, then you're stuck with the wrong movie. But the thing is, I also bought part 2. So I had Ghostbusters 1 with a code for part 2 and Ghostbusters 2 with a code for part 2. So basically I had to call them, and they took care of it though. Oh gosh. So yeah, today has been not too bad, but just dealing with a bunch of stuff. Oh man, what I actually had something I was going to talk about, and I got sidetracked with just those days. Today, my my mother-in-law and father-in-law, they watch my son while me and my wife are at work. So today at work, my wife sends me a picture, and it's like, because like the shoes I take my dogs outside in are like my really old pair. They look really bad, but they're sitting beside the back door. And she sent me a picture that her mom or her dad had her taken, and it was Thor laying between my shoes and looking really pitiful. And I'm just like, that makes me sad. Because, I mean, I love my dogs. And, I mean, anytime I'm away from them, I miss them. Even if it's just at work, I'm like, man, it'd be really good if I just had Thor here or I had Chloe here, laying here so I could pet on them. Makes the day a lot less stressful. But I don't think that they'd allow dogs into the building I work in. But yeah, dogs are great. If you've never had a dog, if you have a friend that has one, go over and play with it and see how much, if it's a nice dog. There are some people that have dogs that are just jerks. Dogs are like people. There are some that are jerks. But they are good. They're a big responsibility. And it's a living creature you have to take care of and play with, feed, and pick up their poop. And it's not all bad. Trust me. It's not. Dogs are great. They actually do. They lower your stress, and but then, like, you'll go on a trip, but you gotta put them in a kennel, and then you worry about them while you're on your trip, and so yeah, no matter what, you gotta worry with them, but they're also really great. No, if you like cats, cats are great too. I've had cats in my life, but I do prefer dogs. That's just a personal preference. I mean, dogs are a man's best friend. I know people are like, what does all that mean? Well, that's what somebody actually asked me, why do we call a man's best friend? Well, from what I understand, this is what I've been seeing on like different documentaries and stuff, that dogs are the only animal that humans have had beside them pretty much for almost since the beginning. We domesticated dogs, and they've helped us hunt, and we've basically made them indentured servants or whatever you want to call it. But we have kept dogs to help us hunt and to help us do things, help protect our families and children and things like that. And now to the point where we don't need that. They don't need to fill that role anymore. It's fallen to us as humans to take care of them, because we basically made them the way they are. And I think I may have covered this before. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but from one of my previously old videos. But basically we took the wolf. I mean, look at a wolf, and we've turned that into a Chihuahua. Basically crossbreeding and weeding out the traits we don't like. And it's astonishing when you think about it. I mean, we've done this just by keeping the dog, and if you had a pup and an aggressive litter, you would not let it. You wouldn't keep it. You'd cast it out, and basically only basically keep the dogs that were kind and gentle. Do this over a few thousand generations, and kind of have what we have now with our dogs. But yeah, and personal preference again, I recommend corgis. Corgis are freaking awesome. They're really long dogs with really short, tiny legs. And they are some of the most lovable dogs I've ever been around. But I must be going senile or something, because I just can't think tonight. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. I took my Nintendo Switch to work, and on lunch I set it up, started playing it, and I put some headphones in it, and I was like, okay, but I was sitting close to it. So I mean, it was like the Switch was sitting like right in front of me. And I'm like, and basically I just had the headphone cord going behind it and going to my ears. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this isn't too bad. The cord's not draped in front of the screen or anything. But if I wanted to roll backwards a little bit, this cord would kind of get in the way. But I'm thinking, oh, so the screen's so small, you don't really want to play it that way. it's something you're going to sit a little bit closer to. And I know I've heard some people talking about, but if you have two players, then you have to sit a little bit further back, and the cord's going to be in the way. But if you have two players, you're probably going to have it playing the sound through its speakers, because unless you have a headphone splitter, both of you ain't going to be able to listen to it through your headphones. But so far, I really, really like it. And I really, really like Breath of the Wild. It is a phenomenal game. Holy cow. It drives me crazy, though. I do keep doing stupid stuff in it, not paying attention because of your stamina meter. It's like, oh, I need to swim across this stream here. Okay. Start swimming. It's taking too long. Dash, 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 drown. Oh, shoot, I drowned. And well, the thing is, if you have hearts, it basically removes like one heart or 1.5 hearts, and it takes you back to the land. And you're like, well, I got to swim back across again. And I'll be swimming, and there's one part where the stream is really strong. I'm not paying attention. I'm like, okay, it's taking a while to swim across this. And I'll look, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to go under again. And that actually killed me, because the first time I kept trying to dash across, and it drowned. And then I tried to swim across, not paying attention, and I drowned again. And that time it killed me. And I'm like, ah. But if you never played it, I highly recommend playing it. Holy cow, is it good! If you have a Wii U, you can get it on the Wii U, and phenomenal. I mean, to me, my favorite Zelda game is Link to the Past. It's not as good as Link to the Past to me, but it is a pretty close second. I haven't been able to play it a great deal because of just time constraints. As you get older, you gotta actually have responsibilities and be responsible. I mean, whoever thought that? But yeah, so basically on lunch I was playing it, and I'm not sure, but I think one guy he walked by, because it's on lunch. I mean, everybody where I worked pretty much takes their lunch around 11:30 to 1:30, like an hour lunch somewhere in that. No, yeah, 1:30. And so this one guy, he was walking by, and I was sitting there, because I got the Joy-Cons in my hand. I'm just sitting there, kind of leaning back, just playing the game. He walks by, and all of a sudden I see him walk back this way. And then like about 30 seconds later, he walks back this way. But he walks back really slow. And like I don't really know he's walking by until like he gets like, a little bit in front of me, and then he speeds up and walks up to his desk. And I'm still, because I got my headphones in, I can't hear him walking. But so then I actually notice a shadow, so basically I'm sitting there playing, and I notice this shadow, because when somebody walks by, if they're tall, they basically block the light that's behind me, and I noticed there's a shadow went across and stopped. I was sitting there just playing it. I'm like, okay, somebody's probably going to ask me something, or there's probably talking to the guy behind me, and because I got a pretty big cubicle that I sit in, and but he just kind of stood there for I don't know, 10 seconds to see. I think probably just to see what it was. He realized what it was, and then he walked onto his desk again, sit down, but it's actually doesn't draw as much attention as I thought it would. I thought that it'd be one of those things to where like people be like, oh my God, you got blah 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 blah. But I haven't taken it out into anywhere but my job right now so far. But it's actually really fun. I haven't tried tasting the games. I'm not going to try tasting the games. I don't understand why people are trying to taste the games. It's like, wow, this thing's supposed to taste really bad. Why are you sticking it in your mouth? I don't get it. I understand how like trying to put it for kids and dogs and stuff like that. But yeah, don't put these things in your mouth. I mean, it's plastic. It's not meant to be food grade. Just don't do it. But anyways, I'm going to get off here now. I've sit here and basically dilly-dallied long enough, because I'm Not looking forward to doing all this video editing. But anyways, I hope you guys had a good day. Mine was interesting. But I'll talk to everybody tomorrow.